Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
Hot off the biggest event in company history, TNA Wrestling is ready to roll into Orlando, Florida, November 13th to 15th, as well as El Paso, Texas, on December 5th to 7th. You can get tickets for both events right now at tnawrestling.com, and you can see my guests today at both events. I have the absolute privilege to be joined by TNA Knockout, Mara Sadè. Mara, thank you so much for being on Counted Out today.
Thank you. And you said my name right, so thank
I've been
you.
practicing because I've been studying.
Good.
I've been studying. I am so excited. I've learned so much about you in prepping for this interview, and I'm excited to hear your stories. And
Mhm,
I want to start right at the beginning with TNA Wrestling with you. You have made
mhm.
such an impact, and I'm using a pun intentionally here since you joined
I
the
got that.
company. That's what we do here. Cheesy dad jokes on Counted Out. How did things come together to get you into the TNA roster? How did the signing process go for you?
I think it just happened exactly the way it was supposed to. It was kind of crazy, but you know, got released, and not too long after, me and Tommy Dreamer are talking, and that's just like it felt like, for me to continue my journey, it was an opportunity that I wanted to take. And I mean, clearly it's been going great. So
Absolutely.
I love what's going on. I'm so blessed. And there's just so much more that I have in store. And TNA has definitely helped me like show that and showcase it.
For sure. And, I've had the privilege to do a fair amount of work with TNA over the years, but a name that I always hear every time is Tommy Dreamer. Can you talk a
Yeah.
little bit just about what Tommy's role has been and with you specifically, how he's helped you?
Tommy's been a big role in my experience at TNA. Basically, he's just somebody I can go and talk to and express my ideas with. And like he listens and even, gives me advice. And it's super appreciated because he's, I mean, if you haven't met the guy, he's very passionate about what he does. And so, and he's done so many things himself. So just to be able to pick his brain, and especially when it comes to promos and stuff, I truthfully value his input because he has so many ideas. So it's been awesome having him, like working alongside him.
Well, we've seen you do a lot of work alongside the current Knockouts Tag Team Champion, the Inspirations as well. How fun has it been to work with those guys? It just looks like you three are always having a great time out there.
We literally do. Their energy is amazing. They're so fun, and their tag stuff is so like they're one of a kind, basically. And getting to run into them the couple times I've gotten to, it's been great. Like I think we're good together when we have to be, you know what I'm saying? From the showdown to when I first debuted on TNA, like being on their team is great. We have fun. And they're doing their things, and they're holding the titles right now, the tag team titles, and they're holding it beautifully. So I'm very happy for them.
Um, Speaking of people that you've teamed with and a moment that must have been absolutely amazing for you, Matt and Jeff Hardy, you got to team up with them. What was going through your mind when you showed up to the building and you were told, hey, this is the plans for tonight?
I was lit. Let me tell you, when I found out, I was like, hold up. Like, I needed a moment to take it in because, like, what? Who gets to say that they got to team with the Hardys? Okay. And I believe that I did it the right way, just, paying homage to Lita. And, like, that whole instance was just a moment. And I wanted to make it mean something. And I think for my journey now, since everything, I want to make everything mean something. And I get that. I have that power to take any moment and make it something. And I did just that, in my opinion. But of course, with the help of everybody else involved. But it was so fun. Like I would totally do it again and
For sure.
again and again.
Honorary member of Team Extreme, right?
I'm just saying, extreme Sade. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
I like that. I like that. And you did mention the shout out to Lita. Was that something that kind of came into your mind, or was that something that was talked about? Like, how did that whole idea come to be? Because we saw you hit a beautiful
No,
moonsault, the gear with the little
thank
like the
you.
thong hanging out there. That was vintage
Yes.
Lita.
So my aesthetic has always been kind of like saggy pants and like showing a little bit of the peekaboo undies and stuff. But I felt like this opportunity was the one to again pay homage to Lita and the whole situation. But like it was my idea. I just felt like it was right. You know what I'm saying? Like how could you not? You know?
Hell of a moonsault too.
I appreciate you.
And we did see you and Jeff bond over painting. We saw the
Yeah,
backstage vignette there. Jeff
yeah.
seemed to really be taken back by your work. He took you to see some of his work. Can we maybe see a painting collaboration in the future here?
I don't
Oh,
like to say too much. I just like to do, you know what I'm saying?
all
But
right. Can I take your silence as maybe something to look forward to in the future?
yes, take it as that.
All right, all right. Well, we'll move on. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag here. We got the good times rolling here. A lot of good vibes in our
Yeah.
chat so far. However, after that match, the good times got cut a little short. Nick Nemeth came in the ring, hit you with a pretty big super kick there. However, you did get your payback at Bound for Glory. You had that big full circle moment with Nick. What was that whole experience like, getting to do that little story with Nick leading up to Bound for Glory?
Well, first and foremost, if you ask me, it was very uncalled for the first time. But as you saw in Bound for Glory, I got my lick back, which I'm always gonna do that because there's just no way, like you said, like I'm doing my thing now. I'm not gonna just let things slide. You know what I'm saying? So to have that little story with Nick was fun, but also don't play with me, basically. But it was cool. He's certainly somebody too in the business um that's a big name. And so for us to cross paths the way we did was interesting to say the least, but also it's cool because like I said, I'm a sponge. I'm always soaking up things. So he hit me with a nice ass super kick. I had to hit him with a nice one back. You know what I'm saying?
Some might say yours might have been a little nicer too. I'm just putting it out there.
You know what? I knew I liked you.
Right? It's because I'm Canadian. We're super nice. That's what we do. But we call it
Okay.
we call it like it is though here in Canada.
Shout out to
That's
Canada.
right, Toronto. And I want to jump ahead then because we're talking about Toronto and I've got some other things here, but you got to mix it up with one of our favorites in Toronto with Jody Threat, with Spitfire
Mm,
there. Maybe just
yes.
talk a little bit about Jody. I've had the privilege to work with Jody on the Toronto Independent scene. She's amazing. But what was it like for you to work with Jody? You guys had some killer matches with Spitfire.
We did. Whenever we were the Meta Girls, yes, we definitely came down and we had a match against Spitfire and Danny Luna. Danny Luna's freaking amazing as well. Jody, she's great too, like so much energy. And yeah, first time I saw her, I was like, hold up. But in a good way. Super exciting, lots of energy, explosive. Um, it was fun working with her. And I know that we're gonna probably, run into each other some more. Of course, we're in the same locker room now. So that'll be fun to um meet her in the ring on singles competition.
Yeah, kind of feels like you guys are both on the way up to possibly that knockouts title area there. You're both on a rise right now.
Just saying.
Well,
Just saying.
I want to go back to Bound for Glory and talk about the Hardys again. We saw one final table, the Hardys and Team 3D. Incredibly emotional match. What was that like for you to watch that happen?
That was surreal. I think it's crazy just thinking back because again, Bound for the Glory is the biggest event of the year for TNA, and like we grew up watching these two teams. And so for me to be there physically watching it go down, like I was at a loss for words, but also yes, emotional. It was nostalgic to be honest. Very much like I was wrapped into that whole match the entire time. Um, but again, I guess the perfect word to describe it would be surreal because what like I mean you watch it and you're just like, wow, back in the day they were, and they're still in their prime, they doing their thing.
Mm,
But they back in the day they were in their prime doing this. And now I'm like, in this day and age, 2025, watching them, and it just kind of solidifies or shows the love for the business. And like, especially the end, you know what I'm saying? When they're passing off their boots, like, damn, like this is
hell
real.
yeah.
Like the wrestling for people is life. And it's beautiful. Like it's an art for real. We put our bodies through so much. And this match was like a testament to all of that, in my opinion. I just felt like it was so meaningful in that sense that like these men love this. and people are willing to do this till the end. You know what I'm saying? Till they can't no more.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. Very well put there. You've done some awesome things since joining the TNA roster, and a big moment for you was being on Team TNA as you made your return into the NXT environment. Um,
mhm.
did you have a little bit of extra motivation walking back into that building and representing the TNA knockouts? It's kind of like, hey, like, look what I'm doing right now.
Hell yeah, 1,000%. Just because of the circumstances of the whole entire situation, you know. Like you said, or like people have said, it was like a head scratcher when things went down the way it did, even for myself. So for me to go back in there, it was definitely a moment for me to basically, you know, hey, what's that? Like, this is what I'm on now, and show out basically. Just to show them, you know, just to show them what they missing. But also, I don't even think, like, to consider what they're missing. It's just like things happen for a reason. Like, I just feel like I'm in this place for a reason, and I'm gonna take the opportunity and put my best foot forward and give it all that I got. And yes, if I'm gonna show them too, I'm gonna do that as well.
Absolutely. I just got a couple quick more here. We're winding down our time. Time flies by with you. We got to try to do this again.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. Your entrance, it's so captivating.
Oh,
I need to know about the lollipop. Where does this idea come from? Do you have like a lifetime supply of lollipops? Is there a
I
go-to?
do.
Let's get some dirt on the
And if you ain't
lollipop.
noticed, we got one around the neck as well.
Uh,
But the lollipop is my symbol. Basically, for me, what it is, it's a symbol meaning ain't, excuse my language, but ain't a damn thing sweet. Basically, you look at me when I speak, I'm sweet. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty to look at. But when it comes down to it, ain't a damn thing sweet. So it's just a symbol that represents me, and I feel like it's just something that is tangible that people can you know, point, I guess, me out in a crowd. Like, oh, she has the lollipop. Like, she always has the lollipop. Um, but for me and all my creativity now, like it's I can do so much more now, and I get to show people what it means, because before it was just like it was just a, you know, a prop basically. But now it's more that more to me. So I'm excited to put that out there too and show people like what does a lollipop mean? But for the most part, it is a symbol of ain't a damn thing sweet when it comes to me.
I like the case too. Big fan of the
Oh,
case.
thank you. And
Okay.
again, like people have done lollipops before in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, how do I make it me? How do I make it different?
Mhm.
I ain't never seen nobody with no lollipop case to save it for later after I beat your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, just just saying.
I love it. The last question I'm going to ask you, I like to end all my interviews like this. When you take a look back at everything you've accomplished so much in your career, and you've done so much in such a short period of time, what are some personal
Yes.
moments for you that you just think about that make you smile, make you happy?
So many. Gosh. Looking back, is this like over my entire career?
Yeah, just any personal moments for you. It could be an interaction with a fan or a live event or just something that you look back on like that was cool. I did that with my friend. Just some things that make you smile to
Mhm.
think about.
To be honest, it would be having my sister and my niece in the audience at my first show, my first live event. Because you want to perform and show your family like what you're doing. So, and you want to have support, you know, out there rooting for you as you're doing your thing. So that was probably the biggest moment. She had a sign for me. Um, it was just a big moment because it's like, damn, like my little niece is, you know, one of my biggest fans, and she's in the audience watching me, and I get to look out and, like, you know what I'm saying, acknowledge her. So that'd probably be a big moment. But second to that, I'd probably have to say being in Saudi Arabia. Like, I'll never forget that either, because I've never been out of the country until then, ever.
Wow.
So I'm never gonna forget going to the furthest part of the world and performing with, you know, the greatest in the business, Bianca, Chelsea, Io, Kyrie, all of them. So never gonna forget those two moments.
Absolutely. Well, in the new year, we're going to see all those women and all the knockouts. Hopefully, seeing you holding up that knockouts championship. We're
That's
cheering
right.
for you here on Count It Out. We look forward to
Thank
seeing you
you.
have continued success in TNA. The fans in Orlando and El Paso are definitely look forward to seeing you roll in. Get your tickets now because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but TNA is rolling in front of some massive crowds right now. If you don't
That's
get them,
right.
they're going to be sold out. I can't thank you enough for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So don't forget, sorry,
Yeah.
but get your tickets at TNA Wrestling/events. And if you want anything and everything TNA, get the TNA Plus app.